welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review and wear test on this new NYX Cosmetics Bear With Me Concealer Serum. I featured this in one of my Ulta hauls and I was very curious about doing a full-blown dedicated review and wear test on this, so that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. I'm super intrigued because you guys know NYX has some really good products, so perfect time to check this out. So let's go ahead and get right into this video so that we can just put this on our face. Okay, so I already went ahead and went in with my complexion product of the day, and that is the Tower 28 Tinted Sunscreen. This has been one of my go-to products for everyday, very natural makeup. You guys can see that my skin still looks very natural, even with some tint on it. You can still see some imperfections, which is great because this NYX Serum Concealer is supposed to be for like spot concealing, under eyes, all that good stuff. So this will be perfect for that everyday, very natural makeup look. If you guys hear that, that is the lawnmowers outside in the neighborhood. So this is basically a 24-hour hydrating concealer. It's great for dark circles, acne, redness, irritation. It's medium coverage, and it is for the face and body. I did ask one of the Ulta employees to kind of help me shade match because sometimes I can have a hit or miss with concealer and I feel like we went a little too light. I would say I probably will be the shade beige, which is the next shade up, but let's just go ahead and see how this works. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this on the back of my hand. I'm gonna be taking my ring finger and I'm just gonna be applying this. And I'm gonna do one side with a sponge and the other side with a brush. This does look a little bit lighter, but I have to say it blends very easily and it applies well with my sponge. My sponge is slightly damp, not too damp. And I'm just applying that right under there. I would say this is definitely for the natural person. I'm gonna apply just a little tiny bit more just to see how it builds up. That blended out very, very nicely. And then of course, the last thing I'm gonna go ahead and do is set my under eye with my pressed powder. This is the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop in Brightening Translucent. I have been a big fan of using this to set the under eyes because it's more lightweight, so it's not going to be too heavy, as sometimes a loose powder can be just very heavy on the under eye. And I'm just pressing it right in the area where I crease a lot, and I'm not really doing it too much on the other areas because I don't think or feel like I need it. And also, if you do have kind of like dry under eyes or under eyes that crease easily, I would say that just patting it directly where you do have those issues kind of helps lock things in. So I'm just keeping it that way. My under eyes have been a little bit easier to crease lately too, so I just kind of like tread lightly with them. But you guys can see the difference. Because this concealer is so lightweight, it really allows for the powders that you use on top to really sit nicely and not look super cakey, which you guys can see. Definitely did a great job of brightening that little bit of darkness that I have right there. I don't have a lot of darkness, but I definitely do see the difference between both sides. So because it does say that it works well with areas that are red, I'm gonna go ahead and apply a little bit of this on my nose because I know those are areas where I like to cover, and a little bit on my rosacea. So now we're gonna move on to the other side. So I'm gonna be taking this LA Colors small brush. I wanna say this may be an eyeshadow brush, but I like to use these to kind of blend out concealers. I wanna see how this is going to blend out the product for me and just kind of see if it'll give me a little bit more coverage than perhaps a sponge would. Already is definitely giving me more coverage, and you guys can see that this shade is pretty light, so I'm gonna be going back in with the shade beige, which I think will fit me much better. And that one did have a little bit more so of a yellow undertone, which is kind of what I want. I feel like this one is just too like light. Oh, one more thing I will say is this product does retail for $11. It's not looking like it's heavy or like cakey in certain little areas, which I definitely do appreciate. I feel like I got a little bit more coverage with the brush side than with the sponge side, but they both still look very good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and set that with my powder. And just in case you guys don't know, they also do have the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop powder in shades that would suit your skin tone in case you don't want translucent. But the translucent I like to just use on the under eyes. And then the one that is closer to my skin tone, I use it to set T-zones or whatever it may be. Sometimes I do use this one as well, but this one is more so focused for the under eye to really kind of give me that perfected under eye finish. So we have that, and I'm just gonna go in and take a little bit more of the product that we have on the back of our hand. I'm just doing that, and then I like to blend with a sponge because I feel like the sponge can blend these areas much faster. I think this will be a great product, not only for my under eyes, but personally for me, the nose, because that's where, even when I go in sometimes with tinted moisturizers or foundation, I can still see the redness peeking through. It isn't until I later then put the concealer on top that it kind of gets more evened out. So this is definitely a product that would be great for that spot concealing. I would say the way that this sets is definitely more so of a skin-like natural finish, because you guys can see how it's set over here. Okay, so I am quickly going to just get dressed and ready for the day, and then I'm gonna come back and show you guys what this is looking like and how it just worked with the rest of the products I'm about to put on. And then we can go ahead and start our day and see how this wears. I am back. I finished my entire face of makeup. I will have the details down below. You guys can see that we have on the concealer. It's looking pretty well. The skin looks very nice and fresh. I have a very youthful radiance from within with this product, which I really like. I can go in with a little bit of powder and like set certain areas if needed. I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do is just take the powder we used and just kind of set this side of the face, and then leave this as is so that we can kind of compare it to see how it would do if we set the other areas where we placed the concealer versus if we just left one side completely without any type of powder on the other places we went in. I like how lightweight the concealer is because it really allows things to build up nicely on top if needed, like powder right now. Right now it is noon. I'm gonna be wearing this for the entire day. I will also do an in natural lighting clip so you guys can see how this looks super close with the natural light up next. Okay guys, so I am back right now. It is 10:30 p.m. and I wanted to give you guys my final thoughts on the concealer so you guys can see what's looking at. It actually held up pretty well, which I'm very impressed. I did go to Ulta and I did pick up the next shade up, which is beige. I was also looking at the shade golden because I was like, which one should I get? I was talking to a gorgeous Ulta employee and she told me that I should probably go with beige instead of golden, so I did do that, but I don't know if it's gonna work, so let me go ahead and actually swatch them. This is the shade beige, the shade that I just bought. I feel like it's still so light. I have to say the consistency in this product though is so nice, like very, very nice. So creamy. It has a really nice freshness to it. I don't know, I think this shade is still too light, so I think I may have to go in with the other shade, which is golden, I want to say. This is the shade of vanilla that we used today that was very light, but we somehow made it work. So you guys can see. I feel like there's not much of a difference. It's not really creasing, which is good because I've creased very easily by the end of the day, so I'm very impressed with that. I think it's because it's so lightweight and then with the powder just locked it in further. And they're both NYX Cosmetics products. This with this pairs really nicely, especially if you want to use this for like all over the face, like just covering certain blemishes. This is really nice with this powder if you do have oily skin. But I'm very excited to continue using this. I think this is a really cool product. If, like I mentioned earlier, you're somebody that doesn't want to wear too much makeup, but you want to wear something to cover certain little blemishes or maybe some dark circles that you may not want to be exposed fully, I think this is great. Also, I love the fact that it comes with a little pump because I feel like you have really full control over how much you're pumping out and just dabbing a little bit and applying it with your fingers or going with a little sponge or a brush. I think it applies great with all different types of techniques. I will say though, I think the brush gives you the most pigmentation. So if you're a more pigmented person and you really want that pigment, if you do have like dark circles or redness that you really want to cover, I would go in with a brush. I do like this product. Definitely not for the person who wants full coverage, full glam makeup. This is just a very everyday friendly product. So those are pretty much all my thoughts. I hope that this video was super helpful for you guys in case you guys were wanting to purchase this new Bare With Me concealer serum. If you guys have any questions, thoughts, or new products that you want me to check out, please go ahead and leave them down below in the comment section so I can go ahead and check them out, or just answer whatever question you may have for me. So that's pretty much it. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. Give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to stay safe, stay blessed, and stay beautiful. And I'll see you guys very, very soon for a brand new video. Bye, guys.